Hello and welcome into another edition of the Sublime Traders Weekly Update. Today is Wednesday, the 12th of August 2020, and we're going to start off with the price action of Bitcoin. We are starting off with the hourly chart, and by looking at the price action from Monday, we can see that the price came up to retest this high here at around $12,000. Which is this significant horizontal level here, but then after it entered the seller's territory, it started declining and made a decrease of around 7.85%, coming to $11,120 at its lowest point made today. But since then we have seen a recovery in a three-way manner, and the price is now hovering around $11,460. The price is now in upside trajectory as a higher low has been made compared to this one made on the 3rd of August, and this could indicate that we are seeing a bullish correction, after which further price increase could be anticipated. Further clues can be provided if we look a bit back, as we have seen a similar pattern to this created now, which was formed from the 3rd of August when this sharp decline has been made. So we're going to zoom out a bit onto our 4-hour chart to see that this similar pattern occurred on the 9th and 10th of May, when this range has been created here, when the price of Bitcoin came from around $10,000 to $8,100, let's say, at its lowest spike, from where we have seen this ascending range forming. And as we know, the price continued moving a bit sideways, consolidating about above $8,860 before continuing to break out and moving impulsively to the upside. Now, as you can see, this is potentially a lower degree fractal of this range here, as we have seen also this sharp decline after a corrective move that retested its high, like we've seen on Monday, and now a higher low has been made, which is why now we can anticipate another retest of this high here and potentially another pullback before a proper breakout. If we project onto our chart what can be anticipated, let's do it like on a shorter scale first and adjust these ghost bars to fit into our current lower degree fractal. We can see that this let's say cup, this U-shaped bottom, has kind of already started forming, so potentially we can see some price movements like this, which would perfectly fit with the already drawn ascending support, and then we can potentially see some further retests of this horizontal support here to be lowered. Potentially would look something like this. And zooming out even further, we can see that the price of Bitcoin could come up to the levels on which it was in June in 2019 and retest the vicinity of that high made there, which would be somewhere about above $13,000, or potentially even further than that, or above $13,755. But as this would be the 5th wave out of our Elliott wave count, looking at the subwaves of this projection, this could mean that the price could get a bit higher, of course of a lower degree. But in either way, we could anticipate this consolidation here after a bullish breakout to the upside, and then the price of Bitcoin would end its 5th wave of this lower degree count, which is also a fifth wave from this higher degree count, starting all the way from the 15th of March. Okay, let's continue forward. Now we are going to look at the price of Ethereum, and we are also starting with the hourly chart, on which we can see that a similar price movement has been made, as the price made a 5-wave sideways decrease, coming from the 7th of August high at around $412, spiked to the downside to around $356, then retested the high and then continued moving to higher lows. Now from the Monday, the 10th of August, we have seen a decrease of around 8.33%, with the price coming again to $365. But today we have seen a slight recovery, with the price hovering above $376. Now the price, as it came to retest this high here, this support here, and managed to kind of break inside the territory of this upper range, we could see a continuation of this upward trajectory in which the price has been since today's low. Like the price of Bitcoin, this is also a fractal, which we are going to label now here, and it started forming inside a triangle pattern, but this one was made a bit more recently, and it was the one of a lower degree. There are multiple examples, even going back further in history, even in 2017, when a similar pattern has been made, but this is the most recent one, and the most recent one is always the most relevant one. So we're going to see now that the price has created a similar pathway from here on the 27th of July, when it moved to retest this horizontal support here, before a breakout to the upside has been made in an impulsive manner. But zooming out a bit onto a 4-hour chart, we can see that this is potentially the end of this 5-wave structure here, but this is a lower degree count, out of which this was its first wave, this was the third one, and now the fifth one would be anticipated out of the higher degree counts. And this is why the fractal that's most similar to the one made now is, again, like in the case of Bitcoin, the one made in June. Well, similarly in the case of Bitcoin, when this 5-wave move has been made, after which a retest of this horizontal resistance, then a higher low, and then a breakout to the upside. So let's zoom out again, make a projection. Well, not from there, projecting the ghost charts. This would be kind of difficult because the price has spiked so much that adjusting this amount of increase, which is unlikely to develop in this way, would be kind of a fifth wave. But you can see that the price has made a similar pathway. This is why this fractal here is considered also the fourth wave out of the even higher degree count, which we are going to see from the daily chart. But the amount of increase here that looks like this is highly unlikely, because the price of Ethereum has actually reached its most significant horizontal resistance, which was this one here at around $400, that served as resistance in June in 2017. And after the price broke out, we have seen a massive bull run all the way to its all-time high. Maybe it is possible, maybe we could see a retest of this level here, in which the case the price of Bitcoin would increase by twofold again. But considering the significance behind this resistance, I don't believe that the price is going to continue rising that far, maybe somewhere around the vicinity of this ending point here, because this is the kind of the upper level of this resistance zone, which would bring the price of Ethereum to around $514. So for the sake of it, we're going to lower this a bit here, even though then in that case this fractal doesn't look that much adjusted to the current one. Okay, let's move forward. And our last coin analyzed today is Zilliqa against the US dollar, calculated by TradingView. And we're looking at the 1 hour chart, on which you can see that unlike in the case of Ethereum from the 2nd of August, the price has increased until yesterday's high, when it came up to $0.02833, which was an increase of 76%. But from yesterday's high measured to the lowest point today, we have seen a decrease of around 16.32%, or even just slightly lower if you include this wick here. But like other cryptocurrencies, the price action is now in the upward trajectory. Now from the 8th of August, we have also seen some ascending structure forming, which could be the fourth wave, like in the case of other cryptocurrencies that we have covered today, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and is why now we can anticipate another retest of this high here, this horizontal resistance, before some further upside continuation, as this could be the fourth wave out of the 5-wave impulse to the upside. Zooming out a bit onto the 4-hour chart, we can see that this highest point here was made in June, the 11th of June, when the price came slightly above the $0.03 mark, but then continued on to decrease for about like 48%, experienced a 48% decline, and after starting to move sideways, now we have seen this impulsive move to the upside. Now if this was a breakout and this was the end of this corrective range, the price could continue increasing past this high here, but if this is the continuation of this correction here, and could be its second wave, the price of Zilliqa would be expected to fall down and create a lower low. As we have seen here, a 5-wave decrease, this could be a 3-wave increase, and now another 5-wave decrease could be expected, which would bring this correction potentially into a ABC zigzag or another type of correction, but could definitely, this is of a lower degree count, but could definitely indicate that we have seen a first significant correction, as the price of Zilliqa has significantly increased since the April, when it was hovering around $0.00315, and from there made an increase of 965%. So now we can see the price coming back to the levels of this horizontal support here and establish some support before continuing to move to the upside. If we zoom out even further onto the daily chart, we can see that the price has started entering this highly significant resistance zone and actually broke out above this resistance here and retested this median point on the 11th of June, and could now continue retesting it for the second time, creating a double top before this correction could develop. This would bring this correction into an A, B, C of a higher degree and could end up something similar to this. Of course, we are yet to see how the price action develops, but these are two main outlooks. And either way, from the current levels, another push to the upside would be expected, as the C wave also should develop in a 5-wave manner, something along these lines here. This was all for today's video. I hope you benefit from our analysis, and if you are not already, make sure to follow us on TradingView, where we post these kind of analysis, and also check out our website as well at Sublime Traders. Cheers and happy trading!